Chapter 39, Joseph and Potiphar's wife. Verse 1. You read verse 1, Zeke. Start us off.
Now Joseph was taken down to Egypt and Potiphar.
Read properly. Officer.
Potiphar, the captain of the guard.
Siki, read properly, baby. Start all over again. Read properly. Like this. Now Joseph was taken down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, the captain of the guard, like that. Okay? Start off. Read the chapter like that, baby.
Bought him from the Ishmaelites.
Potiphar bought Joseph from the Ishmaelites. Remember? Who had bought him down there. Okay, start off chapter, verse 2.
The Lord was the Joseph.
Read properly, baby. The Lord was with Joseph.
The Lord was with Joseph and he became a successful man.
And he was in the house of the master of the Egyptian. Verse 3. And his master saw that the Lord was with him. Who's Joseph's master?
Joseph's master is in the Lord.
Is Potiphar.
The
Joseph's master is God, yeah. But who they're referring to in this verse is Potiphar. And Potiphar's the captain of Pharaoh's guard. And who's Pharaoh? The king of Egypt, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So follow along. Verse 2. The Lord was with Joseph, and he became a successful man, and he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian. Verse 3. And his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord caused all that he did to prosper in the land. Verse 4. So Joseph found favor in his sight, and attended him, and he made him overseer of his house, and put him in charge of all he had. Okay, so what was Joseph in charge of?
His master.
Everything his master had, everything Potiphar had, Joseph was in charge of. So he was the manager of the house. Verse 5, from the time that he made him overseer in his house and over all that he had, the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. The blessings of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and field. Verse 6, so he left all that he had in Joseph's charge, and having him, he had no concern for anything but the food which he ate. Now Joseph was handsome and good looking. Verse 7, and after a time, his master's wife cast her eye upon Joseph and said, lie with me. Verse 8, but he refused and said to his master's wife, behold, having me, my master, has no concern about anything in the house, and he has put everything that he has in my hand. Verse 9, he is not greater in this house than I am, nor has he kept back anything from me except yourself. Because you are his wife, how then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? Verse 10, and although she spoke to Joseph day after day, he would not listen to her, to lie with her, or to be with her. Verse 11, are you following along, son? But one day, when he went into the house to do his work, and none of the men of the house was there in the house. Verse 12, she caught him by his garment, saying, lie with me.
Why?
Because she was very foolish.
Who was?
She was very foolish. This is the wife of Potiphar. Okay? She wants to sleep with Joseph. Joseph saying, no, that's wickedness. Okay? That's wickedness to God. I will not do that. Okay? And then she really wanted to sleep with Joseph. So one day she got him alone and she grabbed his coat. She said, lie with me. But he left his garment in her hand and ran away. He fled, it says, out of the house. Okay? So she had his coat. Okay? He just left his coat. He said, I'm out of here. Okay? She grabbed his coat and he ran. Verse 13. And when she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and had fled out of the house, verse 14, she called to the men of the household and said to them, see, he has brought among us a Hebrew to insult us.
Could you read 4 chapters because I like really the 4th one.
Okay, baby, you got to follow along, son. Okay, keep following along.
But I was reading.
Okay? So Potiphar's wife said, he came into me to lie with me, and I cried out with a loud voice. Verse 15. And when he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried, he left his garment with me and fled and got out of the house. So she turned the story around. She got angry at Joseph because he wouldn't lie with her. And then she said, no, this man attacked me. Okay? She got angry at him. And then she made up that story. Verse 16. Then she laid upon his garment with her until his master came home. That's Potiphar. Verse 17. And she told him the same story, saying, the Hebrew servant whom you have brought among us came in to insult me. Verse 18. But as soon as I lifted up my voice and cried, he left his garment with me and fled out of the house. Verse 19. When his master heard the words which his wife spoke, this is the way your servant treated me, his anger was kindled. So he got angry at Joseph. Okay, he believed his wifey, and then got angry at Joseph. Verse 20, and Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. And he was there in prison. Verse 21, but the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. So poor Joseph, he got thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, and then he made the best of it and did a good job for Potiphar. And then Potiphar's wife accused him of doing something bad, and he got thrown in jail. So there he is in the jail. But it said God was with Joseph. Joseph's in jail. Okay?
Why?
Because Potiphar's wife accused him of trying to attack her, trying to sleep with her. Okay? When really it was her trying to do that to him.
Why is Joseph is in the jail?
He's in the jail because Potiphar's wife told a lie about him that wasn't true. Okay? And he's in the jail. But Joseph made the best of it. Okay? And it said God gave him favor in the sight of the prison keeper. Okay?
How
Verse,
about, is he going to get out of the jail?
let's keep reading. Let's find out. Verse 22. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's care all the prisoners who were in the prison. And whatever was done there, he was the doer of it. Okay? So the boss of the prison put Joseph in charge of all the prisoners. Okay? Verse 23, the keeper of the prison paid no heed to anything that was in Joseph's care, because the Lord was with him. And whatever he did, the Lord made it prosper. So that's the end of chapter 39. Ziki, do you have any question?
No.
Okay, that's it.
Let me pause it.
Doesn't know.